Jazz Cats and Fiber Friends to the Fiber Messenger podcast. I'm Allison of Bebop and Knit, and I can't wait to educate you on the music of my soul, share the projects I'm working on, foster community, and uplift my fellow makers. I'm coming to you with all the West Coast jazz vibes from East Bay, California, where I live with my husband and two wild kiddos. So let's count off and get jazzy. All right, so first off, I'm going to start with, I am recording today on Valentine's Day, so happy belated Valentine's Day as you watch this tomorrow, which would be Saturday. I'm really excited that I have the chance to keep up with my proposed weekly videos. We'll see how long that lasts as a mom of two chaos children, but we'll see. So first things first, last week I mentioned that I'm going to be doing a twin spin along, and it's going to last for 6 weeks, starting from today, February 14th through March 28th. And basically there's only one rule, and that is that every time I'll do this twin spin along, hopefully every 6 weeks, we'll be trying a different spinning technique, and this time we're going to be doing a 2-ply fractal spin. So you can use any braid, any fiber, you can use a bat, you can use Rolex. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I guess a bat or Rolex might not work so well, so comb top is probably what you want to do. Yeah, comb top is what you're gonna do, or like dyed roving or something. But yeah, so it doesn't matter who dyed it, what the fiber content is, whatever. Just grab any 4-ounce bat or a 4-ounce braid from your stash, or go and support a maker in your community. And purchase a braid. You can get them at local yarn stores, fiber dyers, fiber festivals, whatever, what have you. And for the next 6 weeks, we'll be spinning, plying, finishing yarn. So the braid that I'm going to be doing is from Three Waters Farm. And I'm going to be spinning evergreen, which is dyed on the Corriedale base. I don't know if you can see that quite clearly, but it's like really beautiful. It's like a really dark green, some teals, like a grayish color. It's gonna apply really nicely. I'm really excited to get started with it. So, and for this, I'm going to split my braid down the middle. So I have 2 halves, and then I'm going to spin 1 half end to end for one of my plies. My second ply, I'll take that other half that I had split and split it again in 2. And then I'll spin one of those end to end and the other one end to end. And then I will ply those 2 singles together. And it'll make a beautiful fractally spun yarn. And so that's the gist. Spin any 4 ounces, any kind of fiber by any dyer, spin it, 2-ply fractal spin. Now, I am going to run this spin along on Instagram, and I will probably put up like a little form or something in my bio, where you can submit a photo of your finished yarn, and maybe make it so you have to do like a shout out or something to the person, or persons who dyed it, and then you can be entered into a giveaway to win. It's over here. A 2-ply bat kit that will be in my March shop update for my record collection. And in that bat set, there'll be 2 2-ounce braids, intended to be a 2-ply yarn. So you would spin up one bat as a single, spin up the second bat as a single, apply those 2 together, and then it'll create this beautiful marled yarn. So, and it won't be this one probably. It might be something else, but I have a couple of these little 2-ply sets. And so one of those will go into the giveaway. If you are interested in participating and you dye fiber or make spindles or what have you, and you want to donate something, DM me on Instagram and we can talk. That'd be fun. Okay, so that's all the important stuff. I'll have a post on Instagram I'll put the link in the bio with like the hashtag and all that kind of stuff, so we can kind of spin together. Oh, and again, you don't have to, you can use a spindle, e-spinner, spin, a wheel, what have you, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how you spin it, as long as you spin the 2-ply fractal. Okay, enough of that, about that. So I'm going to show you, I actually don't have, I have sort of a whip, I guess. I finished my one test knit, and then I have my other test knit I'm still working on, but I haven't made a lot of progress, so I'm not going to really show it again. I'll hopefully show it finished next week. That's my goal. But I have my my spindle here loaded up with some very beautiful fiber from Nest Fiber. This is corsage on Finn. It was part of last year's Club of the Month Fiber Club through Nest Fiber. I think it was April. Could be wrong. I'm not really sure. I found it in my stash when we moved from Portland, Oregon back down to California. And so, yeah, I just finished spinning these. I blended them into some Rolag, so they're nice and like blended up. Like the colors are kind of like mushed. I'm really loving it. And I'm going to make this into a center pole ball and apply it up probably tomorrow. Probably not tonight. So that's my only work in progress that I can show you. Besides my Abby scarf from last week. I've only knit like a little bit of, I started the decreases though, and it's really pretty how the hand spun is working through right now. But yeah, so I've only knit a little bit on my test knit, and then my languishing sweater I've been working on, but it's a design, so I'm not going to show you. And I've started a couple of other projects that are also going to be designs that I am not going to show you. So that's all I've got for whips this week. So I guess I can show this too. So the Sibling Energy podcast, run by McKenzie and Tim. Their podcast is hilarious and awesome, and they just released an episode today, so yesterday if you're watching tomorrow, about they decided to do a 24-hour knit day, and it's awesome. It's chaos, but it's awesome. I highly recommend checking it out. But they're doing a knit along from now until October. The bucket list knit along. Yeah, bucket list. And so I am participating in that, but I am taking it one like step further, that I'm gonna spin a sweater's quantity of yarn and then knit a sweater out of it by October. That's the goal. So last night I made this fun bat out of some oatmeal BFL, and then a whole bunch of like wool blobs that I have started collecting from my drum carter. And so I call these Dizzy Bats because they're full of colors. They're very dizzy. And Dizzy Gillespie is like one of my favorite jazz musicians. And so I thought that'd be kind of fun. Name a bat after one of my favorite jazz musicians, known as the ambassador of jazz. I was reading about that yesterday. It's pretty cool. So these are Dizzy Bats. It is spinning up super, super nice. I am spinning it long draw on my electric spinner. I just got in the mail. I don't know if you can see it back there on my messy desk. But I just got the full size e-spinner from Dreaming Robots. I think it's called EEW 6.1. I should probably have looked that up before I start talking about it, but it's a dream to spin on. I have now applied a full skein of yarn on there, and then I'm working on my sweater spin. It is amazing. It's huge compared to my little nano that I had, that I've been working on for over a year, and I'm just so excited. So yeah, I'm doing this. I'm spinning it long draw, woolen spun for my sweater, because my the color work I showed last week was a set of like little nestlings from Beth from Spindelicious on her, I think it's called Wine and Ivy. It's super gorgeous. But I woolen spun that, and I loved it so much that I made some bats out of a braid from my friend Jess, of Future 12 Knits. I'll put her Instagram handle in the description. But she sent me this lovely bat, which I still haven't been able to find the tag for, but I will find it and I will put the information because it's beautiful. But I made those into like little bats on my blending board. That was my first start into making like woolen prepped fiber, and then I spun those little mini teeny tiny bats, kind of semi woolen spun, because it was like I was really trying to figure out how to woolen spin. And so I'm going to put those two together for color work with these beautiful little dizzy bats that have just like little hints. It's getting a little dark in here, but it's little hints of color from all my other bats that I've been making. So yeah, so that's kind of a work in progress. I've gotten one little strip off my 2-ounce bat here, spun up, and I did that last night. All right, so my finished objects, that's what I'm really excited to show you. So for knitting, last week I showed you that I had started a test knit for Kacey, of Kacey Knits, her almost never cowl. I have test knit quite a few patterns of Kacey's, and I think this is the fastest I've ever finished one of hers. It was so fun, and like she is so good at making these like timeless, effortless knits. Like I don't want to say mindless, because it's not mindless. It was very thoughtfully designed, and it was a very thoughtful knit. It just didn't take a lot of like energy to make it. So I would say that it was effortless to knit. And so here it is, all finished. It's not blocked. It's not blocked. I know, but my ends are woven in, except my ends on the literal ends. And so yeah, this is the coppery color here is Brooklyn Tweed in their merino base Puri, that's no longer available. I mean, you can get it at some local yarn stores still. I got it when it was like just before it cut off, but I've had this in my stash for a while, a little tiny ball of it, and so I used some of it on my little ribbed ends. And then all of the sorry, I have like wool. All of the stripes are done in my Playful Day Yarns Advent. Taralynn of Playful Day Yarns made an incredible advent this year of all like watercolor speckles. And then the last two colors, the white is another Brooklyn Tweeds Puri that I had in my stash, and I used every little tiny bit of that scrap, which was awesome. And then this like pinkish one with little black bits is a colorway from Ritual Dyes up in Portland. So yeah, this is my almost never cowl. It's gonna block out a little bit, but right now it's pretty snug, and I love that. I love that for really cold walks, especially because my daughter loves to try and steal everything off of my body while we're walking. And so having something that's really snug that she can't really like yank off is going to be really nice. So yeah, this is my almost never cowl. I also added So in her pattern, it only calls for 5 sections for the smallest size, and I added a 6th, and I'll put those notes on Ravelry. But her pattern's coming out in a couple weeks, and you definitely need to get this one. Super fun. Okay, my other finished object is for my other friend, Kim of Moss and Fern. And if you haven't already bought some yarn or some fiber, you need to go and shop their shop and get all of the things. This is Woodland Walk. I know that there's still some left in her store. I hope that's still true, because you need to get this. I just finished this. I had finished the singles a couple of days ago, and I was good. I was a good spinner, and I let them rest. And then I plied this up, and I finished plying it last night. And again, I was good, and I let it rest. And then I wound it all up on my nitty dotty, put it in this little lovely fake skein, because it's gonna get, I gotta wash it probably tonight, but I wanted to show you guys first. Do you see the depth of color in there? Woo-hoo-hoo. It's just so pretty, and it's so soft. My son was already rubbing it like on his face. So I can't wait to knit this up. I'm gonna probably make this into something that's just hand spun, because it's so pretty. I'll probably make some kind of big cowl or shawl or something. Maybe I'll design something with this beauty. So yeah, those are my finished objects this week. Like I mentioned earlier, my aspiration for this week is to finish my Abby scarf. I can't wait to show you. It's already huge. It's gonna be so comfy. Oh, it's gonna be so good. And I can't wait to show you the shift in my hand spun that's going through it. It's so beautiful. Can't wait for that pattern to come out in March. Bridget of BZB Knits is just, she's amazing. Love it. And I can't wait for you to check out that pattern. It's so much fun. Okay, so acquisitions this week. I was so very excited. I was like kind of thinking like, oh, I have ordered some stuff, but it's not going to be here yet. And so I'll just show what I got, like maybe for Christmas, you know, all the cute little things that I got. And then, of course, in the mail came my thing that I had ordered that I thought wasn't going to come till tomorrow. And so I got this cute little teeny mini Turkish spindle from Snyder Spindles in Wisconsin. And oh my gosh, look at how beautiful it is. I am a little nervous to try this. I would not say that I am a beginner spindle spinner now. I've practiced a lot on my drop spindle, and I'm pretty good at it. I get pretty consistent yarn. And so I'm very excited to try this little mini guy right here. Like, look at it. It's just so pretty. Look at that spin. And I'm going to get these cool center pole balls. And like, I can't wait to make a little turtle. Like, I've been looking at all the videos, and I'm very excited to try it. So I might try something on this week, and then I will get back to you next Friday with if I've gotten anything. So yeah, that was my most recent acquisition, this little mini spindle, and it's just so cute. It's so cute. I'm gonna have my son name it. I can't wait. And then I figured I would show some of the cute little things that I got. So I went up to my hometown, Petaluma, a couple weeks ago to visit my parents on their little sheep farm. And my son and I we went shopping to get my husband a birthday present, and he saw this and he's like, Mom, it's a bird. It's a black-capped chickadee. And I'm not really sure if it's a black-capped chickadee in here. I mean, it looks like it's probably supposed to be one. So we're going to call it black-capped chickadee. But my son and I have bird watched since he was 2. And so it's like our special thing. And so he was like, you have to get this, Mommy. You have to get it. So I got it, and he calls it my new knitting bag for all my knitting stuff. All my stuff. So all my little notions are in here now. And it's been really fun to use. And then by the way, I got this at Heebie Jeebies in Petaluma, which is a great little, like, fun gift shop kind of thing. They have, like, socks and notebooks and all kinds of things. And it's just cool to shop local. I've always loved Heebie Jeebie in Petaluma. So, and then, of course, for Christmas, I got this cute little magnetic, look at that, little magnetic box. And it is a jazz cat. It's a cat playing a trumpet. And it's got even my favorite trumpet mute, Harmon mute. Like, just get out of here. It's so cute. This is from Holly Berry. Go get all of her stuff. It's so cute. So yeah, I got one of these for Christmas from my mom, and I'm just over the moon. And then, of course, she got me this little Katrinkles cat. Oh my gosh, isn't she so cute? Yeah, it's my wraps per inch cats from Katrinkles. And, you know, I'm not a good spinner in the sense that I like check, but it's kind of fun to have just in case I ever do become a good technical spinner and I want to check all the time. Yeah, so I got that really cute little tool. And then I needed to give a shout out today to my friend Fawn. She has an amazing new hat pattern that you absolutely need to check out. It just released today, and if I was a really good friend, I would have remembered the name, but I'll put a link in the description below to her pattern because it is absolutely gorgeous. It's stunning. I really wish I had been able to test knit it, and I will definitely be going and purchasing it and making it sometime in the near future. But she has just started her fiber shop, which is also incredible. And look at these little stitch markers. I got some for a gift for Christmas for a friend, and then some for myself because obviously I needed to have these in my life. And these are naturally dyed little like wool stitch markers. Aren't those just adorable? These are dyed with marigolds, and there's still a few in her shop. I think there's still ones that are dyed with avocado. I'm unfortunately super allergic to avocados, so I didn't want to take a chance. I've never worked with like avocado dyed fiber, but like I'm not willing to take a chance just in case. But so these are marigold dyed, and I got a set of undyed ones as well. And they're super cute, and she has like bats and rolags and now these amazing little spindle bags in her shop. Check it out. She's at Flora and Fawn Fiber Co., which is also a super cute name because it's got her name in the title. So check out her store, buy all her things. Let's see, what else did I have? I think that's all I had for acquisitions this week. Oh, a quick shout out to another video that I've been watching is Melissa of Melly Knits. She just put out a really awesome, cute, informative video on carding. It's all like from her little neck camera, and it is so cool. It was so much fun to watch her go through like the beginning to end product of how she cards her bats. It was super informative, and like I had already been doing some of the things that she was talking about, but there were a few that I was just like, oh my gosh, this is going to take me to the next level. And so highly recommend if you're interested in fiber prep, especially woolen prep, right? Carding on drum carders, go and check out her video. She's really, really helpful if you love like in-depth chaos videos from start to finish. That's the way I learn, and she's amazing at teaching that way. So yeah, I highly recommend. Speaking of that, I should have also showed this in my finished. I finished carding up. I got her one of her like leftover guts advents this year, and it's her True North. And for that, just like generally, if you don't really know about her advents or Melissa at all, but she is a basically like a fiber dealer. She like gets fiber, or like she gets fleeces from all over the world, washes them, preps them for people, ships them out. You have it. You name it, she's got it, you know? And so for True North, this year she picked an alpaca and a fleece from each province in Canada. So there were 13 bats in her, or 13 bats or little guts packages in her True North Advent this year. And she had a couple of extra of things. And so I got one of her 4 like package extras of her guts Advent. And so I got to pick apart her already beautifully washed little fleeces, and I got to process them on my carder myself. And that was a super, super fun introduction into like prepping fiber from like the actual sheep, not just from like roving or comb top. And so these were super, super fun. Each was a different breed. And then they were different colored alpacas. One was Kiviot, which was really fun and different for me because I've never experienced Kiviot even in a yarn. And so, yeah, these are my beautiful little bats. And I'm going to apply these two together to get a really subtle marl and these two together to get a really subtle marl. And then I'm going to make a cowl out of them. I think I might make my Loro cowl. And if you haven't checked out any of my designs yet, I will selfishly put a link to my store and you can check them out. And Loro is my favorite of my colorwork cowls that I've designed. I have a lot of fun making those little arrows, and I love the message I was like promoting behind that pattern. And so that's what I'm going to make with these. And I'm really excited. So yeah, these were Guts Advents from Melissa of Melly Knits. She is coveted. Everyone wants her stuff. And so if you ever get your hands on something that Melissa has washed or created into a bat, you are a lucky person and you are going to have a really good time getting to spin that or prep that if you get her guts. Anything. All of it is just incredible. So yeah, that is what I have to share today. Yeah. It's a little bit short, and that's okay. What I've been listening to a lot this week is Chet Baker. Chet Baker is a trumpeter and vocalist. And I'm not going to share much like biography on him. Maybe I'll share some next week when I've like read up a little bit more, because all of the stuff I have like floating in my mind may or may not be true. They're like jazz legends, you know, you never know for sure if that stuff is true. But he did a lot of West Coast jazz, and I like to listen to him around Valentine's Day because he has a lot of love songs, and they're pretty and they're cute, and I know how to sing to them. My vocals, I'm also a vocalist, mostly by being forced out of playing instruments because I had a hand injury. My vocal singing style is very much, modeled after Chet Baker. I can't use vibrato. My voice, I just can't figure out how to do it. I'm sure I could learn it, but I don't want to. And so I sing very like, very mellow and calm and very much inspired by Chet Baker. Even my saxophone playing, when I was playing all the time, I modeled a lot of my playing styles, my melodic like phrasing and things like off of the way he would sing or play his trumpet, which seems kind of weird because he's not a saxophonist, but like, I don't think it really matters. But anyways, you can check out Chet Baker on YouTube. There are plenty of YouTube channels, or his albums are on there, or you can, you know, hop onto Spotify, and get them there, or, you know, even go like support your local record store and buy a record and find Chet Baker because he's there, you know, go look at the jazz section. Yeah, if you're, you know, so inclined, go check out some of his really lovely romantic little tunes. Yeah. Also on that line too, go check out Kacey Knits Yarn. One of her new yarns is named after a tune that I suggested called You and the Night and the Music. And if she's got a braid of You and the Night in her shop, you need to buy it because it's beautiful. If you like purple, it's a lovely purple. It's so fun. I'm knitting something with it now, so I'm not going to show you. But it's so pretty. And that's actually named after one of Chet Baker's, it's not his tune, but he performed it, and like that was what sparked in my brain when I saw her color. I was like, oh, name it this. So check that out too. I'll put a link to her shop in the description below as well, so you can check out all of her lovelies. So, and if you're local to the East Bay, her yarn is also sold at the Black Squirrel. I'll put a link to them too. Why not? Yeah, because the Bay Area Yarn Crawl is coming up soon, and I'm really, really excited to check it out for the first time. I've never gone. I think it's relatively new, so I would not have been able to go when I had lived in California originally. But anyways, so yeah, that's what I've got for you today. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday, you know, making stuff and enjoying, you know, some extra love and hopefully some tea or something. But yeah, happy knitting, happy jazzing. Go make something. Bye.